First set, and Roddick to serve. 15 love.
Thank you, Sue. Andy Roddick just turning over the arm at the moment in his first service game. Won the toss, elected to serve. No surprise there.
First point for Agassi here. Backhand winner down the line.
Oh.
The backhand for Roddick, the two-hander, the weaker side. Well known on the tour. Agassi will be happy to trade cross-court backhands. Well, Agassi's known for his returns and speed of the return. Self-defense from the double A.
And advantage Roddick.
I think we might see a few of those today, Boris.
Yeah, and I'm trying to find out which corner he prefers. Obviously now he hit two on the forehand, third one now here.
Game Roddick, first game.
So Agassi making an early impression on the Roddick serve. But the younger American holds for a 1-love lead. You've been sending in emails to us all week. Do keep them. So the new world #1 when the rankings will be released on Monday to serve his opening service game.
15 love.
And those early service games are very important for each player here in the semi-final, because this is obviously a battle of will once you're in the semi-final, and you want to get a good feel for the court, for the atmosphere. You want to feel comfortable early on, and so the first or second service games are usually at your weakest. Even though Andre is known to be the best return of servers, not the greatest server, he still has a good first one here. First break point of the game for Andy Roddick here.
first break point, as Boris said, converted by Andy Roddick. Converts an early lead.
Roddick leads 2 games to love.
Some added spice in this one. Andy Roddick now being coached by Agassi's old coach, Brad Gilbert. There he is in the black hat and black top. Not speaking, which is unusual. As Agassi getting rid of Brad Gilbert in preference to Darren Cahill, who was Leighton Hewitt's former coach.
So if anybody knows Andre's game to perfection, that's Brad Gilbert. And I was very intrigued about the news last week when I heard this new combination of Roddick Gilbert. I think it's going to help Andre a great deal from such a good player and a very experienced coach. And it's the first time Roddick is playing Agassi with Gilbert on his side, and this start, it just tells me that he's learned his lesson so far from his last 4 losses. Plus, it must be also in Andre's head that now I have an opponent across the net who knows, through coach Brad Gilbert, who knows my game better than ever before. So this will be intriguing.
Ouch.
First overall of the afternoon from Wayne McEwen. Goes Roddick's way, a hold to love.
Roddick leads 3 games to
And a
love.
3-love lead. Work to do.
And with the hat on now, it's getting hot in here for Andre. But being from Las Vegas, he should be used to the heat.
Just to back up the point that Andrew Castle was making on Hawkeye, as far as the Andy Roddick serve is concerned, he leads the ATP Tour at the moment in service games won. He's winning 89% of his service games, so he's tough to break.
But he's playing against the best returner, so you don't get a better matchup than this.
13-15.
So what we term as a snapshot on the forehand.
That was not meant.
He can rush at times, can't he, Agassi? If he's behind the 8 ball, he can rush a little bit.
Agassi is not settled in yet. He's making the few unforced errors he hasn't done all week. And he feels the tension a little bit. He's down a break already.
Just.
That's another mistake that you usually don't see from Agassi. He's got the best backhand in the business right now. That's more like it.
Game, Agassi.
Maybe that false service so Agassi will settle him down a little bit.
Roddick leads 3 games to 1.
A glorious day once again. Almost a total role reversal at the start of this set. Agassi is normally one that comes out firing, all hustle bustle, gets an early break and stays on top. Roddick somehow has been able to do that to Agassi.
And talking about the coach here. That's something you need to know when you play Agassi, that he's the quickest starter, and you got to be more than ready once you go on that court. And Roddick just did that. Even though he missed that one, Roddick, he's controlling the baseline rallies, which is unusual against Agassi.
$30-15. Let for serve. $40-15.
It's such a weapon to have. If you got the best serve, and they gave me upper break on a grass court. You must feel good right now.
Game, Roddick.
Yeah, especially when you're serving at 82% first serves, Andy Roddick.
Roddick leads 4-1.
And I see a different Roddick already this week. More focused, more ready to go out there and play. And this is a huge match psychologically for Roddick, because Agassi was his childhood hero. And if he could beat him here, that would be a milestone in his career.
15-all.
As we said earlier, he's never beaten him yet. He lost his 4 matches prior to today.
Should have a let here. Yep. Just a piece of plastic blowing across the court. Picked up by the service line judge.
First serve.
Agassi did well to adjust to the clip on top of the net. Wasn't deep enough though, going to the strength of Roddick.
Even though that was a loose mistake, he's really pushing Agassi now, controlling the baseline.
Well, for the weaker wing, Boris, that's not bad.
If that's your weakest wing,
30-40.
then you're looking awfully good. Not if mistaken with the weakest link.
Juice.
But for the second time in a row in that service game, Andrew is trying his luck at the net. That's not his forte. So I see that he's not comfortable at the baseline. He wants to change it up.
Advantage, Roddick.
Second chance to break in this game for Roddick. If he takes this, you think the first set will be over in double quick time. Agassi once again being pulled off his baseline. 16 minutes.
Roddick
That's how long
leads,
it's
5-1.
taken Andy Roddick to accumulate a 5-1 lead.
And Agassi is clearly caught out of his comfort zone. He's playing a strategy he usually doesn't do, coming to the net after trading baseline shots. He's usually the one dominating from the baseline, and you as an opponent, you're trying to change it up.
Let's for serve. Let's for serve. Fifteen all.
That was a first serve. Gee whiz. It's good to be 20 years old, huh, Chris? Just go out there. He's almost overdoing it, and that's dangerous too. He shouldn't play with Agassi. That could be dangerous in the long run. Just finish it and think about set 2. What I'm talking about, he's overconfident right now. He's
yes.
Agassi making a 147 mile per hour first serve. Looked like it was coming down at 110. Struck it beautifully.
Advantage, Roddick.
So from a break point to a set point for Roddick.
Game, first set, Roddick.
6 under 5. And 20 minutes down. Andy Roddick. That's the first set, 6 games to 1.
within Grand Slams, and Agassi is the winner of 8. And Roddick has yet to reach a final in the Grand Slam. So
15 love. First love.
it's an important first service game for Agassi. He wants to be on the board holding. He's taking up some of his first serve speed and he's going for percentage. And that's the strategy change I was talking about before. He's up 40 love now.
Second, slowing his pace down a little bit, maybe just trying to take the wind out of Roddick's sails at the start of the second. Andrew Castle's got some more Hawkeye, Andrew.
supposed to defend against that. It's miles outside the lines, and that one sort of coming into the body, which you might be able to get your racket on. But there we are. It's not easy.
Love 15.
You almost shouldn't worry about the first serve because it's too fast anyway. You should think about the second serve, how you're able to win points of his second serve.
50.
Because what are you going to do with this serve here? 140 miles wide. It's impossible to return.
$30-15.
And if anybody's able to return, it's Agassi now. If he doesn't find a solution, nobody will.
40-15. Roddick. 1 game on.
Well, if the radar gun, the speed we have underneath the scoreboard would have stayed up a little bit longer, it would have registered to you all at home that Andy Roddick just equalled the world's fastest ever serve recorded by Greg Rosetsky in Indian Wells a few years ago, 149 miles per hour. So now it's Roddick and Rosetsky who lead the world as the fastest server.
15 love. On. $30-15.
Yeah, Agassi definitely to take some speed off his first serve score percentage, and Roddick knows that. That's why he was a bit upset of missing a relatively easy return here.
15.
Another one. But that's what you expect from an Agassi, to change rhythm, to change styles, and think about something new.
Ouch. Game. Agassi.
It's a late call, but I think the correct one. Not sure.
Agassi leads 2-1.
Agassi, in a sense, getting a foothold in the match now with a 2-1 lead. Just to remind you, of course, okay, let's just have a look at this 149 miles per hour first serve from Andy Roddick, equaling the record set by Greg Rosetsky back in Indian Wells in 1998. Andrews has it on Hawkeye.
Yeah, just look at it. It's just brutal, isn't it?
Time.
How long do you have to react? 0.503 seconds. Now, Boris Becker was one of the most inspirational returners of all time. Agassi actually made the return. I think that was the most fascinating thing about that. Agassi certainly is getting into this, but 149. I mean, this is hard to believe. How long can you play if you treat your body as this man does? I hope his training is good.
But he has a very fluent motion. It's not force, it's a lot of rhythm, a lot of timing.
Love 15.
But Agassi starts to get a feel for the match now. He's starting to
15
control
all.
the baseline rallies, but then Roddick's acing him again. But once the rally starts, Agassi is the dominator here right now.
30-15.
There's not a lot you can do, is there? 9 aces now for Roddick. 4 in this set.
Game.
So what you describe as way too good from Andy Roddick. Nothing that the world's best returner can do if he can't get the racket on the ball.
Now it's a question of patience. Agassi knows that eventually Roddick is going to give him a few second serves, and that might be in the tiebreaker. So his first priority is now holding serve, trying to eventually break Roddick's serve.
You wouldn't expect Roddick to continue to serve the way he is. I mean, 75% first serves in at the moment. I mean, that's high by anybody's standards at the pace he's serving at.
No, that's normally impossible, but Roddick is showing us.
31.
I can do 1-2, Andre says here. I can have an ace. No, but the main thing is he's holding serve at ease with his style of play, and that's what I need to do right now.
Forty love.
No, Agassi was never known to be a 7-volley player. Because here, normal guy comfortable, he would move forward here, but Agassi was moving backwards, away from the net.
Agassi doing what Boris Becker's been suggesting, just focusing on his own serve, getting the hold.
3-2.
Maintaining what is only a slight lead here. And
love 15.
Well, a couple of times now Agassi's had the Roddick serve on love 15 and the A-Rod's hit an ace. First time in this match Agassi has Roddick at love 30.
That's what you expect from Roddick. Answer with an ace. But still a small chance for Agassi.
30 all.
And Agassi is returning, or tries to return, inside the baseline here. I wonder whether that's the solution.
40-30.
3 aces in a row again from Roddick.
Juice.
But whenever he does return back and the ball is in play, Agassi now is clearly the better player. So he almost needs to have an ace here again. There you go.
Advantage Roddick.
Tennis can be so easy.
Can be when you have that type of serve.
Game. Roddick.
Not sure seen a better serving display by
3 games on.
anybody. Such a high level, 78% first serves in now, 15 aces. I suppose you could say this is what he has to do, though, to beat Agassi.
Well, you're playing the best player in the world for the last couple of years, more or less, and you're either at your very best or you're losing. So Roddick is playing his very best match right now.
Remains to be seen, though, whether Roddick can maintain his high level on his serve right the way through this match.
Because Agassi is starting to play his old game. Making a nice reflex volley here. Making a few more unforced errors now, Roddick, and that's a sign that he's tightening up just a little bit.
Most convincing service game by a long way. Double A has a 4-3 lead.
Agassi leads 4 games to 3. Second set, first set.
Sandra, you are totally correct. I apologise.
15 love.
About what?
30 love.
About Sebastian Grosjean. That was proved wrong yesterday.
40 love.
Roddick keeps serving big, and that's frustrating for Agassi because he knows once the ball is in play, he's better. Just can't get hold of Roddick's first serve.
Game.
Even his second
Roddick.
serve. Wow.
4 games on.
It's been a quick progression of the world rankings for Andy Roddick. Finished 2000 as the world junior #1. 2003 he's a firm part of the top 10. A lot to take on board for anybody.
Let's first serve.
It's no gimme either nowadays that just because you're a former world junior #1 that you will make the grade as a professional in the senior ranks.
That's a classic Agassi here. The backhand down the line against
15 love.
against the opponent's feet. It's a difficult shot, but not for him.
It's 15 on.
So here Agassi was a bit, he had to wait between the first and second serve where Roddick was trying to get a ball of play. That could be maybe mental.
30-15. $40-15.
Agassi taking his time. He's found his rhythm now on his serve and on his game, making Roddick wait here.
$40-30.
Stefan Edberg from Andre Agassi lost that service hold. Agassi determined to get one more back in play all the time. Roddick with the answers.
First love.
Chris, been having a look in the record books. 10-4, Agassi over Becker. But you beat him at Wimbledon, 95, right? Quarter-final. Semi-final, sorry.
Game, Roddick. Five games on.
Not even a sniff for Andy Roddick on that service game. For Andre Agassi, rather. Again, a hold to love. Locked at 5 games apiece.
We're only playing 41 minutes.
Love 15.
This is a Wild West shootout here. It's got the fastest gun on the court. A small chance of Roddick here. Second serve Agassi, 15 all.
Roddick gives that forehand a glance, didn't he? But terrific length from Agassi on the baseline.
Let's face off.
And one thing Roddick has to understand, that Agassi is not giving away that match, that he has to come up with the goods.
30 all.
Even though it was an easy mistake, as usually happens when you say something like that. But it's still 30 all, 5 all. Roddick has to come up with the winner.
As you'd expect, both men giving it their all, in particular Andy Roddick here, shades of Boris Becker.
Game, Agassi. Agassi leads 6 games to 5.
Hi, I'm.
Love.
That was a makeable backhand passing shot from Agassi. That's why he's a bit upset.
30 love.
It must go to his head, playing an opponent who's hitting 20 aces by now. And the second set is not even over. I've never seen such a serving performance.
Agassi must have felt he'd seen off Sampras as far as the first and second serves were concerned, and now he's facing somebody like Roddick.
Exactly.
Game, Roddick.
And we will have a tiebreak to decide this second set, and
6 games all.
very possibly the match. Agassi this year has just played 6 tiebreaks, has won 4 and lost 2. And Roddick has played 17, won 10 and lost 7. It'll be Agassi to start.
Good start from Agassi. Hitting 131 mile an hour serve down the middle.
Does play his tennis with such fine margins, Andy Roddick. First mini break to Agassi.
Out. Agassi.
Well, Agassi's up a mini break here, serving at 2-1. Taking his time here, finding the right 2 balls.
Agassi.
No, he doesn't want to go home yet. He's still very much into this game. Good running forehand.
this level,
3-2.
you'd expect Agassi to make it.
Agassi.
Wasn't that low, was it? Waist high. So one mini break apiece, back on serve.
Three all. Code violation. Audible obscenity. Warning, Mr. Agassi.
Was that French or German, or which language was that?
Not sure, but it's pretty rare from Agassi, and that gives you an indication of where his mind is at right now. Roddick clearly well inside it.
He definitely had two easy mistakes, and he knew that. And against Roddick serve, you don't get many chances. And for him to miss that volley and then the relatively easy forehand down the line is just unusual.
Let's first off.
But it's sometimes good though to let your anger go out ready on the next point.
For 3. Roddick.
At this stage, maybe just one more mini break for Roddick would be enough with the way he's been serving.
For all.
Finds the forehand corner of Roddick. Now it's Roddick's turn to answer. Tight call, but I think good.
Roddick just manages just to turn defence into attack so quickly. So much power from the ground.
5 all.
But this is good tennis now from both players. This is a excellent tiebreaker so far. Oh, he needed that one.
The smallest of gaps for Agassi to strike the backhand down the line.
6-5.
Off the back foot, his
Agassi.
left foot. Agassi gets a mini break at the perfect time. And has his first set point to take us into a final set. Agassi levels up the match.
7 games to 6.
And we will have a final set to decide this first semi-final of the day here. So it'll be Andy Roddick to start the final set.
And now this is a very important game for Roddick because all the emotions are a bit out. Thinking about the second set maybe.
15 love.
And Agassi now has to take advantage of the second serves here.
Love. $40 love.
It's ace number 21 for Andy Roddick.
Game Roddick. First game, final set.
Well, if Roddick was rocked at all emotionally, having dropped the second set, it didn't show there. A hold to love. Boris has been asked to ask you by...
That's true, but I lost 2 Wimbledon finals against him, and I only have beaten him once there, so that's something that's painful for the rest of my life.
So maybe a chance for revenge out here on Sunday afternoon after the final. If you'd like to contact the tennis team, www.bbc.co.uk/tennis.
15 love.
Chris, I've just seen Stefan. He's arrived, ready, looking very, very fit on the gantry here. Looking forward to playing. Hasn't played too much. Doesn't rate his chances very high. That's what he says.
That's the usual Ed Burke. That's what he always said before matches.
So calm.
$30 love. $30-15.
Roddick still looks fresh and eager. Nothing has changed too much after losing the second set. Like Agassi's a step slow today. For some reason, he is usually, he's never caught on the backhand, especially after a return. And he makes now the third or fourth unforced error he usually never does. So.
Can you contribute the step, half a step slow because of the player he's facing today, Andy Roddick? Does he get anything to do with it at all?
Well, there's definitely a mental factor today. But at the end of the day, no. I mean, Agassi plays his game regardless who he's facing. So maybe he was playing too much with his son last night in the garden or something, which I can totally relate to.
Just the third double fault from Agassi. Is your son, Noah Gabriel, still a mad keen football player?
But I took his Ronaldo shirt off from last year and burned it.
Well done. Should have had a Beckham shirt on last year.
Advantage Agassi.
Now, Roddick by now should know that on a big point on deuce, Agassi is always going to serve on his forehand, and he's still waiting for the backhand, so I don't understand it.
Game Agassi. 1-game all.
Amazing to think that Agassi, top of the world now, but back in 1997 was ranked all the way down to the 141.
Love.
Went back to the challengers, Agassi, to find his form and his desire. It's quite a story. I'm sure there's a film in there somewhere, Andre Agassi.
30 love.
I mean, about his life in general. Growing up in Vegas, starting playing on the circuit at 15, 16 as a wild and crazy teenager with all the colors in his hair and the jeans. Remember the jeans outfit from Nike?
40 love.
And it had to be a German girl, of course, that calmed him down and made him a decent human being.
Game Roddick. Roddick leads 2-1, final set.
So no breaks, early doors of the final set. Roddick with
15 love.
the first sign of frustration from Andy Roddick. He's throwing down his racket.
Yeah, he's not doing enough on Agassi's serve. He's hitting a ball back or two and
30 love.
And Agassi is just plodding along, concentrating on his serve, trying to hold, stay in that match.
40 love.
Likes that wide serve on the forehand, and Roddick is still hoping it'll go on the backhand.
Game Agassi. Two games all.
I sense here the youngster, Andy Roddick, is just starting to fret a little bit. Getting frustrated that he's not already back in the locker rooms, whereas Agassi is totally calm and in control.
Love 15. All.
He knows that that's a mistake. He makes 5 all year. A high backhand. That's a gimme for him.
15-30.
Well, Roddick upset with the return from Agassi. He felt was well long. Not happy at all. And when it's 1 set all and 2 all, 15 all, when you are just starting to fret a little bit, could be a crucial moment in this match.
Yeah, and that's the real reason he's upset. He's not upset about that particular call, but about the fact that he's still out there and playing.
Hawkeye confirming the ball was out. Not easy for the lineswoman, though, on the baseline. Roddick was half volleying the ball.
13-14.
That's the chance Agassi was looking for all match long.
Just long.
13-14.
Took a while coming, the call.
Another backhand Ishley makes. But still breakpoint Agassi here.
The break it is. Agassi breaks the Roddick serve for the first time in the match.
New balls, please.
Roddick still thinking
Agassi
about the
leads
call on the
3-2.
baseline. Agassi with a 3-2 lead.
Fly ball, deep center, it is!
Hi, I'm Joe Torre. Once again, home runs are going to help save lives. Thanks to the CapCure Home Run Challenge, every home run hit in the major leagues will raise money to help researchers find a cure for prostate cancer. Please do your part, and one day we can say that prostate cancer is...
Please join the CapCure Home Run Challenge from June 7th to June 15th by calling 1-800-547-CURE.
Hi.
How you doing? What? You hungry, boy?
Need a new way to wax? Introducing Eagle One Wax As You Dry. Just wash, spray it on a wet car, and dry to an amazing shine. Wax As You Dry from Eagle One.
Well, even before that disputed line call, Boris, I really did feel Roddick was just starting to lose his composure, and that line call, I think, tipped him over the edge somewhat.
No, you called it a 2-all. He's serving. He said now it's the time when Roddick is about to, what you said, freckle?
Fret. He was
Yeah,
fretting,
and being a player yourself, you know that there's a moment when you're about to, go into an extra gear, and that's exactly what happened. Agassi, was happy, plodding along, slowly reading Roddick's serve, getting more feel of the match, and Roddick just playing his best tennis, and still is out there and fighting, and that's eventually it's going to go to your head, and then Roddick is showing first signs of frustration here.
So Agassi with the new balls and a break of serve.
Let me guess, on the forehand?
Love 15.
Yeah, Agassi not disputing the call, but it looked well wide to me.
But that's the difference. He can't change the call. He knows he's not going to lose any energy. Complaining and so forth.
Love 13.
So you won't see any signs of frustration from Agassi right now. True professional. Unforced error. They're costly at this stage.
All.
Agassi taking his time.
At least Roddick using this pent-up frustration with that line call in the last game to good use. He's channeling it in the right directions.
A big chance for Roddick to get into that match here. Break point.
Top play. So 2 breaks in a row. And the tension continues to mount. Still see, thinking about that line call.
3 games on.
But the good part about it is we finally see some emotions from players. You know, it's good to be out here and that players, you know, show their frustration or show their eagerness and their fists, and this is what we need.
It's wide. Love 15.
Very, very important part of the match now. Break and re-break. It's an open shootout here. Anything can happen right now.
$15 all.
Agassi not comfortable at all on the return, even on Roddick's second serve. Staying way back here.
$30-15. $40-15.
Bradley Gilbert caught that ball here.
40-30.
Of all guys. But that's a sign sometimes, you know, that you're sitting in the right spot, in the right corner.
Roddick leads 4 games to 3.
Attention to the talk. Fire mission. What do you got?
I have a sit rep from Alpha Company.
What is it?
Building Chief PG, ready to be verified. Verified. Number 1.
Ever wondered what it's really like to be a soldier? Put yourself in the picture with this free video. You'll see over 200 great jobs in the Army and over 180 in the Army Reserve. You'll also see what skills you learn, how you can earn money for college, plus all the other ways you can keep studying while you're in the Army. You'll even get the chance to see what soldiers do in their free time. Call 1-800-984-ARMY right now, and you'll get this free Army t-shirt and your free video. Put yourself in the picture and see what it's really like to become an Army of One.
Beautiful day here at the Queen's Club. Of course, this is the first semi-final. Him and Grosjean to follow. Still feel though there's plenty plenty of tennis left in this first semi.
Agassi plodding along like nothing happened.
Thirty love. Thirty 15.
Roddick getting onto the return, 92 miles per hour. That came back at Agassi. Oh, there's a gem.
All.
Maybe a little slip at the end. At times he reminds you of a Bambi, doesn't he, Roddick? The way that he moves, and sometimes does a little bit of breakdancing as well.
Let's for serve.
But Agassi had a put away volley here, and he didn't really finish it off and give Roddick a chance to return that. So the forehand
40-30.
keeps going on that forehand on the serve. Oh, that was way long.
Game. Agassi. 4 games all.
No surprise, centre court is packed. Not a seat available.
Love.
If you were a betting man and you put your money on experience, you'd go with Agassi. 17 years he's been a professional. Roddick just 3. Sometimes, though, youth can overcome experience.
And Andre is not playing at his best right now, even though it's 4 in the third. He's making unusual mistakes on return on the baseline. So I don't know how comfortable he feels today. But that just shows you how good Agassi can be, even when he's not on top of his game. Can't give anybody a run for his money.
30-15.
And Roddick's been playing to his max, really, hasn't he?
Yes. He definitely can serve better. I don't know, maybe on the forehand return he can need some work, but on the serve he has 26 aces, 64% first serve percentage.
Well, the volleys are an area that Roddick's been working on. He does understand that he has to develop that part of his game if he wants to go right to the top.
Game. Roddick.
Okay.
Well, the lineswoman is still the same.
Roddick leads 5 games to 4, final set.
Roddick feels gave her a bad call, or gave him a bad call in the middle of this final set. Roddick just thanking her for a correct call this time with a blown
Coffee? No, thanks. I think I'll get my own.
Perhaps he's compelled by the sumptuous aroma. Or does he desire the rich, luscious taste crafted in Europe? Maybe it's because he makes Gevalia his way, delicious every time. To experience the pleasure of Gevalia Cafe yourself, call 1-800-485-7949. We'll deliver 2 boxes of our fine European coffee, plus a thermal carafe coffee maker. We'll even include a stainless steel travel mug. If you enjoy Gevalia, we'll send more whenever you like. 2 boxes of freshly sealed Gevalia, the thermal coffee maker and mug, delivered to you for just $19.95 with no further obligation. Call 1-800-485-7949. Gevalia Cafe, always a pleasure to come home to.
Not a bad view on top of that building. Might need a pair of binoculars though.
He changed his serving pattern here, Agassi. He went down the middle for the first time here in the 3rd set.
Love 15.
And this could be a costly mistake because you don't change all of a sudden your pattern at 4-5 in the 3rd set. That's a must return at this score. There he's back.
$30-15.
Playing against movement, and that's what happens. Smart play by Agassi.
So you get slightly taken aback, you feel, by the pace of that Roddick forehand. Really ripped up the back of the ball.
Credit to Roddick. He has to go for winners. He's not gonna get it otherwise.
14-13.
Agassi comes up with the goods here. Every single point counts now.
Agassi holds his nerve, was 2 points away from going out.
5 games all.
Once more closes the 1-game lead.
Love.
Ace number 26. Close call, but no arguments here.
Love.
Just in case you're wondering if Andy Roddick leads the men's tour on aces struck this year, you'd be incorrect. Martin Verkerk is top of the pile. As Roddick continues to serve like this for the rest of the year, you'd think he'd be right up there.
Game. Roddick leads 6 games to 5. Final.
It's about to hit. So brace yourself, because you're going to get fired up. 2 incredible CDs packed with over 2 hours of all your favorite dance hits. You can't get this 2 CD collection in any store. For the first time ever, these Dance Club mega hits are all together on one non-stop party collection. Order Fired Up online at MusicSpace.com. Get fired up now and sleep later. To order, call the number on your screen or log on to MusicSpace.com. Rush delivery available.
Just an hour and 22 minutes of power-packed tennis. Agassi serving to take us into a final set tiebreak.
Very good offensive play by Agassi. Went for his shot here. A very solid playing here by Agassi. It's a nice backhand cross court to get his opponent out of the court, and then he has the empty field.
Love. Game, Agassi.
Love service games back to back, and we will have a tiebreak to decide the outcome of this first semi-final.
6 games all, final set tiebreak.
Who's your money on, Boris?
My money is on Roddick today, for some reason.
All will be revealed. Agassi, just as he did in the second set tiebreak, goes up at an early mini break.
Bradley Gilbert is not happy with that backhand. No. Good rally. Positive play by Roddick.
Roddick.
2 points against the serve for Andy Roddick. And this is one of the reasons why Agassi's playing the game at the moment. Loves a challenge, loves pitting his wits and his strengths and his ability against the world's best. Roddick inviting the angle with one of his own.
You're watching the #1 player in the world here hit that backhand, so don't be surprised. He's supposed to do that.
3-2, Roddick.
Excellent answer after such a long rally. To come up with another ace just shows Roddick is maturing in this match. And he knows he has to come up with another 4 excellent points to win that match, because Agassi wants it as much.
3-all.
Still nothing to choose between these two men.
Unlock your senses.
Agassi.
Agassi is digging deep here now.
Flat, second serve.
Okay. His position on the return now is much more positive now. Agassi standing inside.
For all.
But the serve's too good.
Didn't back off the serve either, did he, Roddick?
No. That's it.
5-4. Agassi.
Now, Roddick just taking a bit of pace off that first serve, making sure he got it in. He gave Agassi a play on the point.
Can't do that. Now Roddick is thinking Agassi's service padding is on the forehand, so should I go there ahead of the time? Big second serve here.
Agassi.
So Andre Agassi with the first match point of this tiebreak.
Six all.
And as you would expect, Roddick comes up with the big serve. Not an ace, but unreturnable. What a match, huh?
Yep. Of course, it's just the first semi-final. Him and Grosjean to follow. Hopefully will provide similar entertainment. So the second change of ends, and still nothing to choose between them.
Second serve here.
There's a chance for Agassi.
Roddick.
difference about 60 seconds makes. Agassi's had a match point. Now it's Roddick.
Long game, set match, Agassi.
Roddick's done it.
2 sets to 1.
The number 2 seed, the world number 1, falls at the semi-final hurdle.
6-7.
Andy Roddick, he felt, could not have played any better, but that's what he had to do against the world's best. Roddick through to tomorrow's final in 3 sets.
You see a truly relieved Andy Roddick. He played a match of his life almost to beat Andre Agassi.
Agassi leaves the court to rapturous applause. And it's Andy Roddick through to his first ever Queen's final, and there was almost a look of, what have I done? I've beaten Agassi for the first time in 5 meetings. He can hardly believe it. An incredible serving display by Andy Roddick. 27 aces and 64% first serves in.
Saturday night's just got a whole lot.
First victory over Andre Agassi. To beat Agassi here, you've got to be good.
Yeah, you know, he's my hero growing up, and he's kicked my butt more than a couple times. So, you know, I was looking to get a win out here today, and I got a little lucky there in the end.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I do.
How did Brad Gilbert help you today with tactics? I mean, did he come out and say serve 75% of first serves in, and when he hits it on your forehand, you hit a clean winner?
Well, you know, I try not to let Andre dictate the play. You know, if you get in a rally with him, he's gonna school you. So, you know, I was just trying to, if I had a good shot, you know, try to crack it pretty hard.
So you feel pretty comfortable out here. Can we say that? You got a little bit of support out here. Obviously, they support Andre a bit more.
Yeah, for sure. You know, he's one of the greats of all time, so I wouldn't expect any different. But, you know, it's a very knowledgeable tennis crowd, and it's fun to play in front of all you.
The preparations are now complete for Wimbledon. Let's think about Wimbledon some other time. You want to win this one. What do you make of the next semi? Henman, Grosjean?
Oh, I don't know. We'll see. You know, Tim's got a couple of finals in a row here, so, you know, but Sebastian took out Leighton yesterday, so it's anybody's match.
Okay, let's confirm something for some sections of the audience. Girlfriend?
Yeah.
Name?
Her name is Mandy.
She here?
She is.
Sorry. Okay, you going to watch the second semi?
I don't know. I'm going to go get some food.
Yeah.
More importantly.
Have you been out and about in London? You made the most of it, or are you just concentrating on the tennis?
No, I've been getting some good food around London. As you can see, I have a one-track mind, but, you know, I've been having a good time.
All right. We've been having a good time looking at you. Thank you very much indeed. Excellent performance. Andy Roddick.
Australia has it all. Beauty, culture, wonder.